Black screen, covered by the beeping of a flight line on a monitor. Coming back to life, bit by bit. Accompanied by the repeated beeps and the wail of an ambulance siren, screaming like a call for help in the streets of the city. In other words, a night like any other in Gotham City. Inside this metallic cage, racing at full speed, lies a rather unusual creature. On a stretcher, fighting between life and death. In a final push, it manages to break free from its metallic coffin, taking down the two-faced opportunist who wore after its integrity. Finally free, the creature returns to its natural habitat. Injured, it flees into a dark hollow to hide from its predators and tend to its wounds. It is under these dark auspices that your story begins. Citizen, hello and welcome. It's Myst. Just as you have been begging for. No, it's not true. Here's a new review of a comic book, Batman. Damn! It's hard to believe that it's already been 5 years since the title was released. Written by Brian Azzarello and illustrated by the excellent Liber Mero. I discovered the work mainly because of the controversy it provoked upon its release. For those who might not know, let's just say that the initial prints showed a little too much of your favorite Caped Crusader's attributes, before being quickly pulled it from shelves and censored it. Honestly, I wasn't that shocked by it, especially since the comics is published under the Black label, which means it's aimed at a more mature audience. So I don't really get what the fuss was about. Especially since this isn't the only disturbing thing in this comic. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw those images was, wait, Batman is Jewish? That explains a lot. To be completely honest, I find it hard to get into and really understand this tale. I had to read it a couple of times, and even then, I'm not sure I fully got it, as there are still some unclear parts. It's hard to tell what is real and what might be fictional. The story is mainly told by a narrator, which doesn't help in engaging as a reader, and creates a certain distance from the characters. At first I thought it was a outside narrator, but after rereading the title, I realized it was the character of John Constantine, who will support the Dark Knight throughout the story. And it won't be the only one, as the other characters from the Dark Justice League will make their appearance, such as Zatanna, Deadman, Etrigan, and others. The comic immerses us in the investigation of an homicide. A man fell off a bridge. But not just any man. It's none other than the Joker, recovered from the reef bank. Batman will try to unravel this mystery, as he himself was present that night, at the place where all of this unfolded. The story alternates between present events and flashbacks of a young Bruce dealing with a certain ancient trust. Although I still don't know, as I'm recording this video, her level of involvement in this story. Is she manipulating Bruce? What is the nature of the pact they may have made? One thing that struck me is how the narrative depicts the Wayne couple at that breakpoint. We discover that Thomas has a mistress and that the couple is on the verge of explosion. This is really tarnished the perfect image we might have had of a close-knit family, shattered by a psycho lurking in a dark alley. Another thing that struck me is a bizarre scene related to a rape. What surprised me the most about it was the protagonist involved in this act. In my mind, I kept asking, why? Did he kill her? But a question I still haven't found an answer to. The comics plays a lot with a thin line between the opposites, like life and death, love and hate, good and evil. I would not exactly call the title gory, but it definitely has a disturbing vibe, largely due to its mystic and occult atmosphere. Even the design of the enchantress is disgusting. To me, the word disturbing perfectly describes this comic. As for the positives, I will highlight the quality of the artwork, which I find sublime, with some very beautiful pages. Hello, John Wick! I really like the Liber Major's style. It contrasts nicely with Jim Lee's. On the negative side, I would say the story feels pretty far-fetched and poorly executed. Batman is dead? Well, we don't really have any clear context. We are just thrown into these whole things without much information, and it leaves us with a bunch of unanswered questions. This comic is one of those works. When I finished it, I was like, damn, I didn't understand anything. I do think the story is well more complex than it seems, especially in how it's presented. For example, there is this panel that to me represents guilt and denial. At that specific moment, he knows exactly what happened, but he refuses to admit it. I will stop here to avoid revealing too much. Let me know in the comments what are you thinking, or how you understood this comic. A Batman story in half-tone for my part. It was Myst. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time for a new video. Ciao!